Wow, what a start to week one of the NFL season. What is going on, y'all? Fox Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL. As I mentioned, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Make sure to go ahead and subscribe by hitting the big red subscribe button down below and turn on my post notifications for NFL content because I will be posting a lot, so you don't want to miss out. With that being said, doing a little bit of an NFL roundtable here with the week one of the NFL season being kicked off and talking about some of the biggest storylines so far from week one. So I'll be going through all of that. We're talking Browns. We're talking, Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. We're talking, Tom Brady, New England Patriots, and just the biggest games that I saw and the biggest takeaways that I have from week one. So without further ado, let's get started. Let's start with the Cleveland Browns, okay, who absolutely got demolished by the Tennessee Titans 43-13, okay? And let me start off by saying I did pick the Browns to win in this game. I will get to that in a second. Let's more so talk about Baker Mayfield and his performance or lack thereof, because it wasn't much of a performance, if anything, okay? 25 for 38. 285 yards, 1 touchdown, and 3 interceptions. Not the worst stat line in the world, right? But this is Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns, who were for sure the most overhyped team going into the season, okay? And if you don't want to say overhyped, definitely they were hyped, okay? So obviously they come out and they wet the bed, and everybody, of course, that was hating on Cleveland is happy. But here's my question to you, okay? After week one, are you ready to say Baker Mayfield is a bust? Because this is the same guy who broke the rookie touchdown record for most touchdown passes in his rookie season, okay? Are you ready to say that after one game? No, obviously not. You wouldn't want to say that, right? Just like, and I'll get to the other quarterbacks in a second, with Lamar Jackson having a career game and Dak Prescott having a career game. Are those guys, now top 5 quarterbacks? No. And this is the main theme here that I want to hammer home, which is it's one game, folks. I'm coming off talking about Mitch Trubisky's, horrendous performance on Thursday Night Football against the Green Bay Packers, and having to not even defend Mitch because I know he played flat out awful, but people are already calling for the Bears to, switch their quarterback and give up on Mitch because it's one game, and that is the key takeaway here. Let's focus on whether or not the one game is an outlier or it's a trend. Because here's the thing, for Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns, I'm ready to say this is an outlier until we see otherwise. But for, let's say, Jameis Winston, who played awful today against the San Francisco 49ers, I'm willing to say that's a trend, and it's time for the the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to move off of Jameis Winston because he is a turnover machine, and we saw that since last year with his multiple benchings, okay? So with the Cleveland Browns, the Titans came in, punched them in the mouth, and the Browns deserved it, folks. They were talking a big game and trying to cash checks, that they couldn't. And so for the Browns, they need to put up or shut up in the next few weeks to make sure that they obviously are not a complete disappointment. But for the most part, I was obviously disappointed with Baker Mayfield. Those throws, back-to-back interceptions on drives. Like, I think the 3 interceptions came within 3 or 4 drives in a row. So Baker Mayfield just completely folded up and was unraveling. So you don't like to see that. But I'm banking on the Baker that I saw last year and him building off that. The nerves might have gotten to the Browns, the pressure might have gotten to the Browns. And this was something certainly that was possible. But I am willing to say, let's wait on the Browns. And also, let's give credit, to the Tennessee Titans defense, because the Titans defense is very good, folks. And the Titans in general, they're a scrappy team. They are a solid football team, folks. Okay, they're not flashy, but they get the job done. So I want to give the Titans defense credit because they made life miserable for the Cleveland Browns. But I'm not willing to give up on the Browns just yet. Now let's talk about Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson put up 17 for 324 yards and 5 touchdowns in a 59-10 rout. Yes, it was so bad that multiple Dolphins players reportedly were calling their agents requesting for a trade after one game. It was the most points scored by the Baltimore Ravens in their franchise history as well. So it was bad, folks, okay? Now let's focus on Lamar Jackson, who a lot of people said last year that he will not be a franchise quarterback. And here's my take on Lamar Jackson and the school of thought that I was in with Lamar. I didn't like him as a pocket passer. Now, of course, loved what he did today, and obviously that proves my point wrong because he was able to stand in the pocket and deliver. But too many times last year, we did not see this. So to me, again, we're going off one game, right? I do believe Lamar Jackson can develop, and he's showing those signs. But this is the Dolphins. This is a rebuilding team, and this is the same sort of talk people had last year when Mitch Trubisky threw 6 touchdowns against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't mean to keep bringing Mitch into this, but you get my point here. So I'm not saying it's a fluke that Lamar Jackson did this, but I am saying that I'm not willing to write this check and take it to the bank because I'm not willing to say that this is the Lamar Jackson we see moving forward because this is obviously an outlier performance. You think Lamar Jackson's putting this up against the Bears? I don't think so. Against the Bears defense, think about that. Okay, so to me, Lamar Jackson, here's where I'm at. And I've been in this school of thought the entire time. Can you win a Super Bowl with Lamar Jackson as your quarterback? Yes. But will, to me, Lamar Jackson ever become a elite talent at the quarterback position in terms of being a pocket passer and a top 5, 10 quarterback? No. And even Baker Mayfield still coming off his awful performance. I will take Baker Mayfield over Lamar Jackson. I will, okay? So to me, I am on that train right now. Let's see moving forward. Lamar can probably prove me wrong, and let's see if he does. But this was against the Dolphins. I don't think he does this against a very, very good defense. And a lot of quarterbacks are going to be doing this against the Dolphins. So I'm not willing to buy it just yet on Lamar Jackson. Let's talk about another quarterback that snapped today, Dak Prescott, a.k.a. Mr. Dakota Prescott, 25 for 32, 405 yards and 4 touchdowns, okay? And they obviously destroyed the Giants. And this is a similar case with Lamar Jackson, right? Where you basically look at the opponent that they played and you are willing to say, okay, a lot of quarterbacks are going to do this to the Giants, who are, of course, projected to be the worst team in that division, with the Redskins, one of the worst teams in the NFL in general. So to me, the performance itself was very impressive, but again, take into account the opponent. Now, Dak falls into the same school to me as Lamar Jackson. You can absolutely win a Super Bowl with Dak Prescott, but can he win you games by himself? I mean, today he proved it. So in that aspect, I was very impressed with Dak Prescott. But to me, before the season, a lot of these, articles ranked Dak Prescott as, a 17th, 15th to 17th best quarterback in the NFL. And I still do think Dak is in that range. I do believe the fact is that Dak Prescott is an average to an above average quarterback. And I am still not willing to take this performance to the bank. I'm a little bit more sure of Dak than I am with Lamar. I do think Dak is a better pocket passer, and I do think Dak is has a little bit more poise, and I think he could arguably be more accurate than Lamar Jackson. But for the most part, it's not a huge difference, okay? The one thing I will say that I do like about Dak, that I think he's got the advantage in, is I do like their offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore. I do think Kellen Moore is going to be a big help for Dak Prescott and the entire Cowboys offense. But here's the thing. There's going to be games all year long for the Dallas Cowboys where Zeke carries the Cowboys, where the defense carries the Cowboys, and some games Dak carries the Cowboys. I'm not willing to go ahead and say that Dak Prescott is now like a top 5, top 10 quarterback just based off this performance because it was against the Giants. Again, do I think he can do this against the Bears defense, the Ravens defense? I doubt it, okay? I doubt it. So to me, great performance by Dak. Still not willing to buy into Dak Prescott as an elite quarterback talent now. Now let's quickly move on to Sunday Night Football. And folks, I'm fed up. I'm just fed up of the Pittsburgh Steelers and this fake rivalry that people want to build against the New England Patriots because the Patriots just waxed the Steelers every single time. I saw a tweet, I retweeted it on Twitter. If the Patriots and the Steelers are considered a rivalry, then I would equate it to the hammer and the nail being a rivalry. Of course, we know the Patriots are the hammer here. So to me, it is ridiculous. 33-3, 3 points. That's what you put up. Steelers 3 points against the Patriots. Can you please, for one time, make it a game in Foxborough against the Patriots? Like Big Ben, Juju, James Conner. I know you lost AB and Le'Veon Bell, but you can't muster up more than 3 points. I mean, that is pathetic to me, folks. And look, you guys called me out and said that, Fiz, how can you have the Patriots back in the AFC Championship game? Folks, the Patriots are a well-oiled machine, okay? And again, these are the things where I know it's week 1, right? But you look at trends and not outliers. Patriots are obviously a trend. They're a 6-time Super Bowl winning team. So to me, I'm not going to bet against the New England Patriots until I see otherwise. So that is why, I have them in the AFC Championship game. And if it wasn't for the Kansas City Chiefs, I'd probably have them in the Super Bowl again, okay? So to me, it was just pathetic, though, because the Patriots, this is what they do. They don't even need Antonio Brown. They're going to add him next week, so that is crazy to me. But the Pittsburgh Steelers, man, you guys should be embarrassed of yourself. I mean, 3 points is just pathetic, and it doesn't get much worse than that to me because I'm tired of people calling this a rivalry. It's not. It's really not. So there you have it, folks. My quick thoughts, a little bit of a roundtable recap on a couple of the storylines from week 1. Let me know what you guys think. Let me hear your thoughts about, Dak, Lamar, Baker, the Steelers, or anything else you want to talk about. Leave a comment down below if you agree or disagree. As always, thanks for watching.